Hey everyone, I'm back again. I want to talk about milestone 2, task 1. So the deal is I'm starting to get some work in, and I don't know, guys, these shells can be confusing because, again, I did not set them up. I received them, so I add additional information. And so I want to go over some of that with you. Okay, so I want to go back to the assignment. So guys, here I am at milestone 2, task 1. Now, the deal is this video is okay. It does use some terminology. It does make you think about text as form. But to be honest, I'm not real happy with the shades of gray. And how many of y'all use your full three initials? This is why I put the form counterform explanation and examples in here, because this is really where I want you to go. I want you to look at classic fonts, and I want you to look at them as positive and negative forms, which I love this one, the positive and negative, and here this S with a small O in the center. It's really fun, right? Abstract. It's tricking your eye. This lowercase f and lowercase t upside down. This A and O together. Again, some really fun stuff. Or P. Okay. So anyway, but fun exploration. So this is why I put these examples in here. So in order to help you understand a little bit better, let me go to some of the things I'm getting. So first now, Aspen Keys. So overall, I think Aspen did a really nice job. Again, I want her last name before her first name. I know that's a minor thing, but again, it helps me with the grading because I have so many assignments each week from so many of you, so this helps me out. But she has done a great job, and I want to highlight, she put these characters in a box, and this really helps help us see the positive and negative forms. But what she's also doing is she's using elements from design fundamentals. So when characters break outside the box, we call that implied line. Our mind imagines that the A continues past the black edge of the box. This adds a lot of energy, and the negative space here, the shapes that are contained outside the white letters but trapped inside the box, they're exciting. She's doing some really exciting, fun stuff here. So, and I love that she used Clarendon here. Unfortunately, she named it Helvetica, but hey, that's why I'm doing the video, right? To help you guys know what I'm looking at. The Future Extra Bold and Gil Sans, yes, those are labeled correctly. And I like what she's trying to do here, putting the white behind the cap letter A to imply what with the example that I just put up and shown too. So she's trying different things. But one thing is, okay, whoops. Yeah, okay, it's coming here. So guys, you can see here these letter A's. This is called a two-story A. This is a one-story A. Let me go back. And I know maybe this is personal preference, but for me, the one-story A is just kind of boring in the sans serif form in these two fonts. And so I'm glad Aspen's trying it, but man, these two-story A's look so much better. So maybe there's a better sans serif two-story A that you can use, Heather. Maybe an Arial or Helvetica that might help you give you some variation. Another thing that Aspen, I want y'all to think about is right here, this tangent of the letter almost touching the edge. Man, it really draws your eye to that edge, which is not as cool as what she's doing in the space above it, where she has these really nice abstracted forms going on. So I want everybody to learn from what Aspen is doing, so that you know how I look at things. Okay, so again, I really appreciate those of you who are turning in your work early, giving me a chance to comment on this. This is fun stuff here. One thing I might suggest is that you not center the letter form completely, But you did do that in other areas as well, which is great. These are about the same size. Sometimes a scale change, like right here with this lowercase a and k, that's fun. Maybe you think about making the uppercase letter small and the lowercase letter really large, because that dichotomy um, messes with our mind, our expectations. And so that can be fun too. So lots of great stuff going on here. Again, Aspen, I love it. I would be curious. And I'm going to show you guys some examples of other things too. So, but I'd be curious to see if you did a little more exploration on it. So here for Austin, man, the challenge with this, Austin, is that without a containing shape, you're really, you're not really exploring the negative space and the implied line that you could. That said, some of these fonts are not ones that I chose. Guys, you got to realize that I chose for you classic fonts because they're well proportioned, they're timeless, and those fonts really help you look at positive and negative space rather than the decorative elements. And this is getting kind of funky. These scripty things. But I do like the lowercase a being about the same size as the uppercase k. But man, if that was tilted in a box and it broke out of the plane of the box, that could be really cool. But again, it said don't mix fonts. And so again, you want to use the same font family. But notice I said family, not necessarily the same font. So I want to show you that. This is really cool in here, this K being the crossbar. I love that. But what about, again, tilting it in the space because diagonals are energetic? Maybe you just delete the crossbar inside that A so it looks like an upside down V, and you wedge the K up there so it feels like it goes with it in substitution. So we actually see the ends of the K within the A. So you have a sort of a substitution going on. But yeah, this font is not on my list. So, pardon me. Raul, man, I actually really like this texture of the behind the typography. But again, this is really, I really want you to go back and look at what Aspen's doing because, again, the three letters, you're probably only using R and M as a logo. You won't be doing your middle initial. And I want you to have more fun with the changing of proportions. And again, this other font, I would rather you pick fonts from my list, okay? Maybe we can explore a texture behind the typography later. But for now, Raul, I want you to go back and rethink this assignment. Something happened with your fonts here, so... But you are using, you're starting to, but let your characters bleed from the edges, okay? And so with that, close all tabs. So I'm going to do a little exercise myself. I'm William Ward, which you would think, man, two-letter W's, that's kind of boring. And I'm going to agree. I think that kind of is. So I'm going to go in. I'm using Futura. Let's see what my options are, bold and medium. Okay. I'll stick with the bold for now. So one of the things I wanted to show you guys is that, and let's make it white. Oops. Command Z, there we go, white. And I'll make that box, I'm going to do Command 2, I'm going to lock it down. But I can start to have fun like many of you did. You're tilting the characters. But one thing, you can see that W may be problematic because when I turn it this way, man, it could be a funky 3. If I turn it this way, well, essentially it's an M, right? So it's like, the W is limited in what I can do with it. But you can see just breaking the plane of the square is kind of nice. Let's make it a little bit larger. Again, it still feels like a W, even though a lot of it's bleeding off. but I'm really energizing these negative space elements. So let's say, oh, I don't want to use Clarendon. I want to stay with Futura. But look at these options. Maybe I'll go with medium. Oh, well, actually I have, if I do another version, nope, where did that go? Okay, I got a ton of fonts open. I guess the point is I actually have, should have, so yes, I have Futura PT. So I have different cuts. I have also have condensed. I have different cuts. And let's see. So I have light. Whoa. So let's try an uppercase B. Oh no, I went with the medium. Okay. Okay, well, anyway. And let's make it white. So that's kind of playful, right? You know, it feels like it's balancing on the on my first initial bill, and you know, that could be kind of fun. Let's go ahead and make it black again. So now it's contained within the letter form, you know? Whoop. Let's see if I can. So that's kind of funky. Now it's completing the edge, kind of, sort of. Let me, you know, so as you can see, I mean, kind of having some fun with this. So, guys, the idea is that, you know, this could potentially be a logo for you, right? I mean, typically you're gonna work on this, you know, in other classes as well, definitely for portfolio. But right now, you're having fun. So, you know, and now the inside counter of the W becomes almost like a pointer to the B. So the point is you can have fun with this. So yes, it's contained within a black shape. Let's go ahead and take another look at that. Whoops. Let's see. Lock down the square. So Command Shift 2. So let's take another look at this. Maybe where the square, let's see, let's make that character. So I'm going to reverse it. So I need to lock that down. Make this square white. And make that letter form white. So what I'm going to do, Command Shift 2. Whoops. Let's do Command Y. Okay. I'll lock that down. Grab that, Command X, Command Shift 2, unlock. Whoops, don't include that. And then Command Front. Whoops. And now, let's see, I believe it's Command 7. So yes, so now I've done the reverse. Okay, guys, so basically what I did was I had to shorten the video because I was just running on, having fun with this. And I want you guys to have fun with this as well. Look at positive and negative, look at scale change, look at implied line, use your design fundamentals technology. And remember, it says to describe what it is you're doing, how you're creating type and form. You have to include that in your submission to the task. You want to write out, you know, or type underneath each design what it is you're doing. Use your terminology to describe it. Okay. Have fun, guys, and I look forward to seeing this work.